Guys, welcome to another episode of The Pulse. You know the deal. We talk to people who are doing cool things, inspiring stories, entertainers, and you name it. And today we have somebody who it's a pleasure to speak to. I'm not even sure how I introduce you because you're one of those people who took all the jobs. So we've got comedian, performer, host, actor, Mr. Wayne Brady joins us on The Pulse. How do I define you? Like, all of those things are true.
There are plenty of people that do a lot. We are creatives. I'm just an artist and I try to get in where I fit in. That's my job. I think that's for any job. Be good at something and no problem being really good at one thing. But if your heart and your skill set says, you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to become good at this thing and I'm going to explore that and I'm going to do this. That's what we're here for. Is my personal belief. We are here to explore everything that you can do. Because if you just decide that you don't want to grow and learn, then that's just a problem, and not even an artistic thing. So I think I just look at art as a way to challenge myself, to grow, to satisfy the voices in my head, and just have fun. And I just am lucky enough that my fun also pays my bills.
You've been in the business and the industry and on that journey for a while. Was it comedy first? Was it acting first? Like, when did you know or start to feel like you wanted to do this?
I don't differentiate the comedy and acting because if you look at what I do, I'm not a stand-up. So as an improvisational actor, I'm creating scenes and characters on the spot. It's like being a kid. It's playing make believe. That's what actors do. So what I get to do on stage when I'm improvising is I'm playing make believe in real time, and then I'm writing a play or I'm doing a movie or I'm doing a TV show right in front of your face on stage. It's happening right then and there. So I don't look at it as any different. And I've been doing that since I was a kid. So I just think the stakes get bigger, right? And the venues get bigger, but the thing itself stays the same. So I started that journey from the time that I could recollect that that's what I wanted to do.
But the stakes get bigger. So
Absolutely.
was there a moment on this journey where there was that kind of, okay, like I'm going to do all these things. I love these things, but now I'm doing it.
And I think the stakes get big as soon as there's expectation. I've been doing this since I was 16, and I started out. It was 10 years of doing dinner theater, of doing theater across the country, of doing theme parks, being in cover bands, um, doing commercials, guest spots on sitcoms, playing kids' parties, anything under the sun that was in the name of entertainment and that creation and art. I did it for 10 years before I got on, you know?
Mhm.
And I think the thing that changes is, yeah, the stakes when you go, oh, now I'm now this is expected of me. I knew I could do all of this. Now people have an expectation. Now, if my name is attached in the credits of something, they go, well, that guy better be either a funny or good, or he better sing well, or he better entertain me. But then you have to change too. You go, okay, now there are expectations. Now I'll deliver. The important part is to deliver, meet those expectations, but still keeps the thing that makes you you, because that's how you got there in the first place.
So you had to believe that this journey was something that you could be on at some point.
Yes, but that's every performer. If you don't believe that you can do something, you have no business doing it. You have no business doing it. Now, I'm no stranger to imposter syndrome. I feel it all the time, but I think that's a different thing. Once you start on the journey, you go, hey, you know what? I think I'm good enough to audition for this school play. You get the school play. I think I can get this real play down at the Performing Arts Center. You get that. Each thing builds a little confidence, and you need that confidence. But I think along the way, because a lot of people have confidence without evidence of any skill,
Right.
I'm a believer in you were your confidence should come with the learning of the skill set. Comedy, maybe you're funny. We all know that person when they go, "You ought to be in comedy, man. You're the funniest dude in the room." And that guy gets on stage and freezes.
Mm.
You can be funny with your friends, but then you go, "What's the science? What are the words that are funny? What are the sounds that are funny? What's a rhythm?" And that's the coolest part is getting those things, and that gives you the confidence. So that's my barometer is I knew that I could do these things when people started hiring me to do it. When you I'm at a certain point, if nobody's hiring you at all
Hmm.
to do a certain something, then maybe you should listen to that and go, okay, either I'm doing something incorrectly, or maybe this isn't my thing. There are so many talented people. There are so I could throw a rock right now, right outside here in Hollywood and hit somebody who is the next insert, the next Denzel, the next Jamie Foxx, the next Wayne, the next this, the next Beyonce. But you'll never hear about them because timing, luck, and maybe at that particular second, you can be talented, but if you're not ready at that second that that window opens, and my window came with Whose Line when I auditioned for that show, and that wasn't even in my in my vision. I never even knew that that was something that I wanted to do, that I could do. In fact, that's something I was like, there's no way that I could do improvisation like that. But all the work that I'd done, the 10 years that I was talking about,
Yeah.
all those gigs, when I got the Whose Line audition, that was the moment that everything changed. And all that work for 10 years paid off in one afternoon. When I started off acting at 16, I remember this day completely. I just said, I just prayed and I said, I really like this. God, you know what would be great? Just let me work.
Okay.
That's all I want to do. Whatever you put, I just want to work. Now, when I lecture, one of the first things I tell these young actors, I say, be intentional because our words are powerful. I was not intentional. Maybe that's why it took me 10 years. I said, God, I just want to work. And I did, right? I just worked. So 10 years of me doing all that stuff, I was doing what I asked for. So close toward the end of that ten years, of course, now I'm in a place where I'm seeing my friends book all these big TV shows. And I'm brushing elbows with success and I with this different bar of success. And I go, oh, I really would like to be there. But how do I do that? And the answer to that was just be ready.
Listening to this journey, and it's a real humble approach. Do you ever allow yourself to sit back and go, I'm on that journey, but to people watching, I am that inspiration. I am
Oh
places
yeah.
that they would like to get to. Like I have reached it on some level.
I think about that all the time. Like young black actor, comedian, improviser, writers that say you were an inspiration to me. That I didn't know that someone could do this specific field of comedy or acting until I saw you on Whose Line. That just wow. Yes, I'm humble about it, but don't get it wrong. I know that I've accomplished a lot and I'm so blessed. So when I look at the road ahead, I have so much more that I want to do before I leave this world. But I also go, wow, I'm an OG in it now.
Yeah.
I feel wonderful about that. The fact that I can inspire, the fact that people will pay to come and see me do something or they watch my TV show. I never, beyond my wildest dreams, growing up in Tangelo Park in Orlando, Florida, in my neighborhood, in the circumstances that I would have never imagined that this would be where I am.
I think part of that is because many young African Americans, but people in general, look at a lot of the things you do that were at least traditionally not doors they thought they could open. And you were
Mm,
just like, I'm going. Why shouldn't I host Let's Make a Deal? Why shouldn't I be on Broadway? I can do all of these things. And it's a mindset that I'm not sure exists as much as it should.
part of the beauty of youth is when you don't realize that you're not supposed to be in a room.
Mm.
And I had many of those moments. I didn't, I'm from Florida, like I said, so racism is my cousin. So there's nothing that somebody out in Los Angeles can say to me that I hadn't heard or put up with. I didn't see any limit on what I could do, whether it was being the first black host of Miss America, doing Let's Make a Deal, whether it was at the time being the first host in TV history to win daytime and primetime Emmys for my for Who's Line and for the Wayne Brady show, my talk show. Nobody couldn't tell me that I couldn't do those things because I just figured that it was mine for the taking.
President Obama said something similar on a podcast a while back that we limit ourselves in thinking that we're not supposed to be in these rooms because you've never been in the room to see that you fit just as much as anybody else.
We as a people were taught, first we were taught that we weren't human and we didn't have any voice. And then we were accepted as human, but then we were less than. So everything we've had to fight for. So if at a certain point people tell you enough you don't belong, you have two choices. You either go, "You're right, I don't belong," or you go, "Hmm, you're wrong." And either you let me sit at your table, or guess what? I'm going to build my own table
Right.
with my own seats.
Coming up, why he's decided to be so open about his life challenges with depression and mental health.
Behind that facade, there's somebody in pain. And when you're in pain, it affects how you move in this world. And I realized that that was me.
People think there's a lot of access to your life. And I would imagine that's for better or worse because they've seen your successes, but they've also seen your challenges. They have seen things that you've been public about with, depression challenges and different issues that you have been out there. Is that a lot to carry when you achieve that level of success and exposure?
We need that. And that's a relatively new thing for me to say, but I recognize it. I wanted to start talking about my mental health struggles because I hate the picture of the strong, stoic brother who gives you the nothing's wrong face when he's hurt. I don't cry. I have no emotion. I'm hard. I'm this, I'm that. Behind that facade, there's somebody in pain. And when you're in pain, it affects how you move in this world. And I realized that that was me. I got sick of being the person making other people happy, but never being happy myself. And I wanted to be able to be vocal with my journey so that even if I inspire
Yeah.
one person that goes, "Ooh, I felt that." If Wayne feels that and wants to talk about it, then maybe I can look at myself as the father of a young black man now, and as the father of my daughter. I also want to be an example to them to know that you don't have to suffer in silence. That if you want to live loud, then you've got to share.
Mm.
And if you got a platform and you're lucky enough, then share. Folks don't need to know everything about your life,
Right.
but share the pieces that will inspire and hopefully teach a lesson, good and bad.
Now that you have started doing it, are you happy that you
Yeah,
have?
yes, I am because it's selfish. It's completely selfish. By me sharing, it helps me because I'm not keeping things bottled up. So when I talk about mental illness, when I talk about compassion, when I talk about awareness, when I talk about family, when I talk about gender and all of these things, it's helping me. So if I've helped someone else, great. But it's selfish because I'm really helping myself and freeing up things in me. And it makes me a better best friend. It makes me a better actor. It makes me a better producer. It makes me a better writer.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can create better because I'm not stifling things. It makes me a better father. And I hope it makes me a better man.
Next on The Pulse, you know the question, and we ask everyone.
To me, using my voice for good means uplifting.
Now you're on tour. So there's a city winery tour. You are going
Yeah.
to be in Philadelphia June 7th, New York City June 8th, kind of moving around. Tell us about this tour, what we're going to see, why'd you want to do it?
It's an evening of music and comedy. It's improvisational music. It's improvisational scenes, characters, impersonations, the whole thing. And then on top of that, I'll be doing actually some songs from like my very first record that was Grammy nominated back in the day. And then a couple things from like Mass Singer. So if you come out, I'll make you laugh. I'll tell you some stories, and we'll have a great time together because I just want to connect.
I'm talking to somebody who people know from Chappelle Show to Let's Make a Deal. Like that's a pretty impressive range and a pretty cool career to be able to embrace all those different audiences.
I always think that my mission, is if you don't know, now you know. So I have to educate the people that don't know. So when I go on the road and I do the music and the comedy and they give the improv, the great thing is if you come as a fan knowing all those things, great. But if you don't, even better because I get to show you face to face. I love that.
It seems bizarre to ask what's next, but you said that there are still things on your bucket list. There's still things that you want to do.
Oh, absolutely. There are more films that I want to be a part of. I want to originate a role on Broadway instead of just going into other shows. I've got my production company. We have produced a few things and sold shows. I want to create shows that move forward, that are inclusive, that have people that look like us in front and behind of the camera. But in the short term, what's coming up is in July, you can catch me back on Broadway. I'll be taking over the role of Harold Ziegler in the role in the musical Moulin Rouge. So I'll be there. Myself and Tay Diggs are playing opposite each other. I've got a new record that I'm working on right now. My daughter has new music that I'm helping her to get out there. She has a song with Trevor Jackson. So really, what's next? Everything. It's all next. And I've got a book. I've got a short story with Stephen King that'll be premiering in the fall. It's in a new compilation of books. And next year I've got a sci-fi book coming out. So many things. And I've got my podcast called What If with Wayne Brady and Jonathan Mangum. It's an improvisational podcast because improvisation is a conversation.
Theme of the show is use your voice for good. So we ask everybody, when you hear that phrase, use your voice for good, what does it mean to you?
To me, using my voice for good means uplifting. And by uplifting, I mean if it's uplifting a charitable cause or if it's uplifting a person. If you're on TV, film, or music, and there's somebody who's having a horrible day and they happen to be someone who is a fan of yours and you've got a second to give them a little bit of sunshine, do it.
Guys, thanks so much for watching this episode of The Pulse today with Wayne Brady. I don't even know how to define him because of all the things that he does, but I know I enjoyed the conversation. I hope you did as well. So many different stories throughout his career. If you would like to hear the completely unedited edition, check out podcasts, all places where podcasts are available. Just grab the Pulse with Bill Anderson podcast. Download the Fox Local app so you can watch all of our episodes right there on demand. And if you have any questions, comments, feedback, hit me up on social media at Bill A. Fox 29. Thank you so much for watching. And I leave you today, as I always do, reminding you whenever you can, use your voice for good, like Wayne Brady, and have a good one.